Well, Zandvlei is one of the hardest hit areas as a bridge there remains flooded. Newzroom Afrika's Nqobile Madlala is live for us from the Western Cape tonight. Nqobile, it's been an absolutely difficult storm. Some describe it as the worst yet to hit the Western Cape. What have you been able to see in particular in the community that you're in for us today?
Well, Kathy, yes, indeed, it's been very difficult. In fact, I just want to show you how deep in we are here. This is some of the water that is just stuck here, and basically the community have to walk through it. And as you can see, this looks like a whole dam, if not a river, and it's just on a standstill. And at this point, this water is not being drained to anywhere else. Some of these houses here have had to sort of push that water out and try to dry their places. We're being told they've spent over 2 days trying to clear that part out. But if you also look further away, you'll see that some of those houses are still submerged. That's a house that's also affected at this point, and we saw some of the people that live in that house coming out in a little boat to try and sort of go out of that place. So not just the bridges, some of the houses still stuck, still submerged, and some of the people still stuck and not sort of understanding what to do now. And of course, I'm going to bring in now a community, some of the residents that are here who have been affected. And I mean, Baba, you were speaking to me a little earlier on, and you were telling me that you came to monitor this area because you all were concerned. Why was that?
Yeah, because, I had rumors last night and also on our WhatsApp groups that, it did rain very heavily down here. So this morning, I decided to come and have a look for myself and needed to get an idea of what's going on. So, yeah, I also had to walk barefoot in some areas. As you can see, we're cut off. And this used to be where we're standing right now is a road. But as you can see, it looks like a dam. So, yeah, since I've been here, this is probably the worst affected in so many stages. So, yeah.
And I mean, it must be difficult for a lot of families that you've interacted with. You were here looking for food for them as well. That's
correct, yes. Just not just food, also, a place to stay, a shelter, because, you can imagine if this is the kind of what you can actually see here, you have to look at ways and means, to get these people out of here and get them to a safer place. Yeah, and also, food was also a basic big thing. So, as you can imagine, from this morning up till now. But, yeah, we're busy sorting out something. And I'm glad, some of the people, like the givers, they've popped in. And I'm glad, I've met with them and I've met some of these people. They're amazingly good. So, hopefully, after now, we can, sort out and resolve some of the issues.
But I think one of the concerns that you were highlighting was that there's still electricity in some of these poles that are still in the water. And of course, kids have taken the time to now swim in there.
Yeah, it's difficult, as a kid. And like you mentioned, it is difficult and it is dangerous. But, as a kid, he's not aware of that. So, yeah, cables and with electricity, it's a big thing. Anything could happen, and, we'll have to take safety measures in place as well.
I want to bring you in, my lady. It's been difficult for you. You said 2 days. That's how long it took you to try and get rid of the water in your house. Where were you sleeping then?
I sleep last night in my daughter's cupboard. I sleep last night there. Because my house was full of water everywhere. I couldn't go inside my house. Yes. And the yard also was full of water.
And I mean, I can imagine that has affected you, your groceries, your furniture. How is it looking?
Yes, everything is infected. Even my grandchild, we couldn't give him warm water because we didn't have electricity in our houses. Yes.
So if you had an opportunity at this moment, what would you say you need as residents in this area?
We need a better place to stay. And electricity, we didn't have electricity. From the moment I started living here, there was no electricity in my house. It's a big problem for me.
And have you seen any disaster management team that's been on the ground?
I've been on the housing project of Makassar now for 27 years, And they said to me they couldn't give me a house because my husband is not from this place. But me and my husband, we stay now 35 years in South Africa, and he's got a permit that he is from South Africa. Yes.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. Well, Kathy, different families experiencing this flood differently, as you can hear there, some of them being reminded that they do need shelter, that they need a house to be in. 27 years is quite a long time to be on the list to try and get an RDP house, but basically this is the area that is affected, and it continues to be like that. There's no drainage of water, and a lot of people here still need things like food, as there's a lot of flooding. But we have seen on the other side, of course, where the gift of the givers were able to sort of try and get the food inside, where people had to use some of the harness to try and cross that bridge. But for areas like this, people are still stuck.
Nqobile Madlala, yeah, it certainly looks like it's going to be a couple of days still before there's a sense of calm, and many of those residents are able to put their lives back together again, at least be able to do that in earnest, Stephen.